What's going on, guys? It's Angel. I didn't bring you guys this video the past two nights because I was pretty tired both nights, and even now I'm probably gonna crash out once I finish recording this. But then again, if I did make it on Monday night, then I wouldn't be able to show you this. Yesterday, after work, went to a wrestling figure collector shop here in Houston and came up on this right here. Yep. There's the back of the box. Shows all six figures. So if I ever get the chance to meet Stone Cold, I will definitely get this signed. But yeah, let's see. I wanted to talk about two things. First of all, the build up to this Sunday's Royal Rumble. It's gotten even better with this Monday Night Raw. Uh, And going into it, we all thought it was going to be the final battle between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. And me personally, I didn't feel like seeing it again. But then Seth Rollins gets thrown in there, so there's a little more interest. Because I wanted to see a match with Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar somewhat involved, even if there's like one or two other people, which in this case would be one, John Cena. you know, I just thought about that because when I thought about Seth Rollins ever cashing in, I never would have expected him to try to cash in on Brock Lesnar. So this is going to be interesting to see, in my opinion. And well, let's talk about this Monday. This Monday made me look even more forward to the Royal Rumble. So, um, you have Brock Lesnar calling out Seth Rollins because he's mad that he got curb stomped the week before. But Triple H comes out, and then Seth Rollins is on the Titantron. He wants to stay as far away from as possible from him. Then you have John Cena come out and says he wants to fight for Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback's jobs again. Triple H agrees to it, but he says if he loses on that night, then he loses his shot at the Royal Rumble, at the championship match at the Royal Rumble. So Cena agrees to it. And of course, later in the show, they announce that he's going to be in a handicap against Rollins, Big Show, and Kane. Now, there was some good stuff. There was some good stuff involving, the current stars and stuff, but and there was good stuff from the legends, but people are focusing too much on the legend stuff. Yeah, that stuff was good, the APA, the NWO, the New Age Outlaws, and One Ring and shit. But they gotta think of something to do when they're not gonna be there, because next week on Raw, all those guys aren't gonna be there. And yeah, I know you got Sting, but he's under contract. He's gonna have a match at WrestleMania, as it seems. But I mean, I don't know. It was badass to see Ron Simmons come out and both him and Bradshaw wearing the APA shirts, but that you're not gonna see that happen next week. You're not gonna see the NWO next week. Uh, and on top of that, you had that Legends panel with Flair, Michaels, and Hogan, and they're picking their Royal Rumble picks. I'm surprised that neither one said Roman Reigns, because he seems like the favorite going into it. Then Big Show comes out, and him and Flair get at it and knocks out Flair, and Roman Reigns comes down and starts going after Big Show. Big Show makes him look strong. Oh man, I really don't. I don't hate Roman Reigns, but it's just that I don't think he's ready for that spot yet. I don't think he's ready to win the Rumble and then go to win the main event at WrestleMania. Listen to the fans that are. Yeah, he's. People are talking about he's more popular than Dean Ambrose. Yeah, he's more popular than Dean Ambrose, but he's not more over. I mean, look at all this hate going around for him. If they make him win this year, then WWE's making the same mistake that they made with Batista last year. Uh, I mean, yeah, I know. In the end, Batista ended up putting Daniel Bryan over, but still, at that time, at the moment of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, it seemed like a bad idea. I I just don't think he's ready. He needs a little bit more improvement, you know, and then you can give him that top spot. But then, I thought that was a spider web. And then in the main event of Raw, you had Cena fighting for the guy's jobs back. You know, he gets assaulted 3-on-1 at one point. Spear from the Big Show. A choke slam from Kane. Kicks out at 2. Tags in Rollins. Rollins sets up for the curb stomp. And then all of a sudden, they show the Titantron. And there's Sting standing in front of a WWE logo. And they tried their best to try to make it all still because Michael Cole was like, oh my god, it's Sting. And JBL was like, that's not Sting. That's a picture of Sting. So, you know, they try to make it all still, but you could see the cameras moving a little bit. They should have put it like on like some kind of like big old tripod or something. Because Sting, he actually was doing a good job of standing still, but it's just the cameraman was kind of moving a little bit, and you could tell, obviously. But then the music hit, and then he started walking, and Sting came out onto the stage. Sting made his Raw debut this week. His Raw debut, his second appearance so far in a WWE arena. Uh, he comes out to the ring. He's pointing over at the Authority. It. I mean, that was like a bone chilling sight. That, I mean, honestly, it gave me goosebumps just to see him pointing at them with that, you know, straight face that he always does. Uh, but I mean, I would have even more goosebumps if he had the bat with him, the baseball bat. I mean, imagine if he just came out here with the baseball bat and was pointing it at them like that. Although I did like his attire, I did like the trench coat and stuff that he was wearing tonight, and the shirt. I'll admit. But those gloves that he was wearing, those, I think those are his TNA merchandise gloves, to be honest. But yeah, he's pointing at them. They're all distracted. Rollins gets rolled up by Cena, and Cena wins and gets those three guys their jobs back. And Triple H is calling out Sting, but Brock Lesnar comes out, goes after Rollins, F5's Kane and Big Show, and Rollins runs off. So yeah, that makes me even more excited for the Rumble this weekend. Um, I'm gonna give you guys my predictions later this week. It's kind of good now that SmackDown is back on Thursday, because I usually make my prediction videos on Thursday nights, and so by then, you know, hopefully I'll have all the matches announced. But yeah, also another thing, I saw earlier this week that WrestleMania 32 is gonna be in Dallas, Texas. Well, Arlington technically, which is just right outside of Dallas at the Cowboy Stadium. Well, that's what it used to be called, Cowboy Stadium. Now it's AT&T Stadium. That is a big ass place, man. I took a tour there in the first year that it opened. I got to go on field. I went to the locker rooms and stuff. It is big. I went to their home game against the Giants in the 2012 season, which is actually the day of Hell in a Cell 2012. Uh, and man, it's phenomenal. I can only imagine what WrestleMania is gonna be like. I live in Houston, and so you know, it's the cost of traveling won't be that much, thankfully. Um, it's gonna be huge. It really is, and ever since before the location for 26 was announced, I made predictions for each WrestleMania location up until 32. And I predicted 32 to be, I don't know why I predicted it to be at Baton Rouge at Tiger Stadium. I predicted that, and I also predicted the WrestleMania 2 years before it, the most recent one, which is 30. I predicted it to be in the Superdome, and I got that one right. But it's like, you know, one's in Louisiana, then 2 years later it's back in Louisiana. I don't know. But I predicted it a long time ago, 32 to be in Baton Rouge at Tiger Stadium, but it's going to be in Dallas, Arlington at Cowboy Stadium. I'm still on the Cowboy Stadium shit. I hardly ever call it AT&T Stadium. But yeah, it's going to be huge, guys. And maybe Undertaker's going to be in the Hall of Fame that year. But we'll see. So yeah, predictions coming up later this week. Thank you for watching. This is Angel signing out. Good night. And as always, do you?